Hello there. It is Janessa Rose, and I'm back without my high bun because I let my hair down and I cut off all my dead ends, just like we're going to talk about today. Cutting off dead ends and understanding the dynamics in it. Dynamics is my favorite word, everyone. You're going to hear it a lot. So, like our hair, girls and guys who have long hair, you need to trim it if you want it to be healthy because then it will look dry, drained. It's going to be dead, and you're just going to keep adding more damage to your overall hair and look. So, that's basically what we're going to talk about with people. That certain people become dead ends, and you need to cut them to keep your bounce and your step. Okay. So our families are the main people that we're around for the most influential, impressionable times of our lives. Okay? So they're the first people that you're interacting with, the first people that you're sponging off of. This is where you get your mannerisms. This is where you get your expressions, your opinions, and create your own self-identity for the first couple of years of your life. Now, even if these people are relative to you, maybe they're not. Not everybody's a biological family member. So they have people that you're just raised around. So these people, you think I love them because they're my family and I'm always supposed to love them and always be around them or have them in my life, or because they're family, they're right, or, whatever have you. I'm here to tell you today that that is not the case. That is not the case. I love my family. I love my family. I have family members that I don't speak to any longer, that don't want to speak to me either, and I have family members that I've gone through hell and back with and still winds up coming out on a good point with them. Like, yo, we still family. But not everybody has that in them, and not everybody's going to grow. So, first and foremost, the shit that we see in our family members and we get pissed off of, we get tight, we get angry, and it affects us is because they're family. We expect them to be unconditionally loving and we want to love them unconditionally. But that doesn't happen because they've been the ones who either conditioned you or you're conditioning them. So an animosity grows subconsciously within the people because you see shit in them that you don't like within yourself because you picked up on it growing up. It's just the law of attraction, I believe, or something like that, because it just, you know what I mean, like you can't, there's nothing you could do about it. Like, chances are you sound like your mom's, have mannerisms like her or your sister or so on and so forth. It's just shit you pick up because you're around them. So once you start to become aware and you start to shift and you change and you start saying, yo, these are the things I don't like, I see where they come from, I don't want to be like this myself, I'm going to start to take responsibility for things that I don't like in myself, and I'm going to change my life for the better. What starts to happen is whatever it is you do, your family believes or thinks that they have a valid say. And some people don't understand the boundaries of you're not me and you can't tell me what to do. Some people think that they have roles pre-assigned, like sister, mother, whatever, and they have say over things you choose to do. Granted, you may not make the best choices. Point of the matter is, after a while, you start to realize that you're your own person and you have your own identity, and when you start to shift your shit, your family may not be on that wavelength. They might be born again Christians and you're like, I don't believe this, and you want to do something else. Don't expect them to, support that. And it doesn't mean necessarily that they're haters. It's just that they're conditioned their way and you're breaking that mold now. You're shifting on another vibe and they can't get with it. They just don't, they've not shifted. So you can't really take it personal. You just got to understand that it's okay if you decide to do something different on your own. Whatever it is that you're doing. It's the same to say if you come from a poor mentality home where everybody is more concerned about getting fucked and fucking drunk all the time than going to college or bettering yourself, or I don't even want to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you decide to do. Maybe you want to become spiritual and they just want to turn up. and they're not getting that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about the fact that you need not to focus on them and what their problem is and why they're not supporting you, or why they can't get down, or why they can't understand it. Just understand that they're not on your vibe. You're on a different frequency now. You shifted. Something in you shifted, and it's your responsibility to educate yourself and find out more about what that want and that desire in you is, because that's your own soul calling out for its own nature. So what happens is, most of the times we're not aware of that. We just more consumed with like, this bitch is hating on me. Ain't that your cousin? Why she said that? Why she post that about you? You know, stupid shit. You immediately go to your conditioning behavior in another area of your life. Granted, you might not be turning up no more with your family. Granted, you might be, detaching yourself from what your family condition is and what they believe you're supposed to be like, but your pattern behavior and going to the problem and focusing on the problem is what you're doing. So now it's like, this bitch is hating on me, so now you're gonna fight with your family. And no, they didn't say this, and they told my business. I told them that in confidence, and da da da. Instead of understanding, I shifted on them, and they don't know how to handle it because they don't understand it. Because when people understand it and they can take a point of view, like, they just doing their own thing and they got their own life and their own right to make whatever choices they want to choose, then they wouldn't take it personal, like whenever you shifted your way of being. Because sometimes people take it personal, like, you better than us now, or you don't, you're evil or whatever. I'm just using those two examples, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're extreme cases, like religious and like fuckhead, you know what I'm saying? So pardon my language. But for the most part, you got to understand that most of the time when we're sitting here calling our family toxic or negative or this or that, we're not being no better than them. We're just doing it in another area. We're being toxic too to ourselves. But at the end of the day, when people aren't on your vibe, it's okay to leave them out. It's okay to exclude them. It's okay to not be around people that don't see your vision. You could be in a relationship with someone who otherwise loves you, but when you start to change your vision in life, or what you stand for, or what you like, or whatever it is you personally are shifting, and they might not serve it any longer, they may be like, you know what? This is not for me. And that's all right. You know what I'm saying? Or they might get on some different shit, and you might be like, I'm not for it. That should be okay too. It doesn't mean that the other person is fucked up or wrong or evil. They're just where they are in their growth and in their vibe and in their state of evolution, like in their mind or their soul or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people got names for everything, and then they start like pinpointing belief systems and shit. Point is, whatever it is that their path is calling them to do, and whatever level they're at, that's their frequency, because we're all vibrational beings. Look up universal laws. There's a couple of them. Look them up and then get into it yourself, because that's not what I'm doing right now. So those things these are the facts. So people are on their frequencies. Once you hear, like, you once probably remained here for a long time. Like me personally, like, I was always on some chill shit. Like, I'm a chill, I'm a party, I'm a hang out, do whatever I want. And that started to little by little change. And I would lessen whatever I was doing, or great in the other opposite, whatever the fuck. So once you get on your frequency shift, you can't expect everybody in your circle to grow with you. Does not work like that. Hang that idea up. Stop calling people negative. Stop thinking that they're evil, they're negative, they're fucked up. They are you in another frequency. They are the same shit. They're soul, doing their own shit, getting their own self where they going. They might be in the shitty mud for a little bit, because that's what they prefer until they wake up. But if you're standing in their way by constantly telling them they fucked up, they not there yet, they don't get it, judging them and bashing them, you're not giving them no room to grow, and you ain't no example for them to live by. You have to understand that. And it's not personal. No one in a sense is, you understand what I mean? Like, and these are basic shit. This is not like outright abusive shit. Like, we talking about like sick, fucked up, evil shit, like abuse stuff. That's different. But you got to understand that when people are toxic and they continue to display the toxic behavior, you don't have to stay in the circle and then point your finger all day calling them toxic. If people are fucked up and you don't like the way they fuck around and move and vibe or whatever it is, Very simple. Take responsibility for your reaction to their shit, which is staying in it. If you're staying in the space you don't like, then you got nobody to blame. You know what I'm saying? So remove yourself from them, or remove them from your circle. And hopefully, whether they take it personal or not, they gotta understand that you was just elevating yourself and removing it from the shit you don't want to be around. And that's it. Plain and simple. Once you start to judge why they doing this and they fucked up for this, you spending way too much energy on somebody else's evolution and losing way too much focus on your own. And you will become consumed with what they're doing. And then you're just like them, judging you, bothering you, fucking with you, whatever the dynamics are. So that's the toxic thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be fighting with our family, but some people are fucked up. I have two families. I have my personal biological family, and I have my family that took me in from the streets. And that was the people that, like, when I ran from my biological family because I couldn't deal with the shit that I was around, and none of them were going to take responsibility for what I felt was going on, And that was another thing. I felt like a lot of things were done to me. But those things are not done to us personally. They're done. That's just the way they choose to live. And you're just consequently like, you're subjected to it if you don't realize that you're individual of it. You're separate from it. I didn't have to be a victim to any of the shit that I was around or any of the choices that my family made before me. I didn't have to. I didn't realize that, but I made it my business once I started to shift to realize, to educate myself and figure like, yo, there's some shit going on around here I'm really not too fond of, and I don't support, and I'm not an advocate of. Like, I could get into it deep, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain shit that's not healthy, It's just is what it is. Certain shit is just not healthy. And sometimes because they're your family, you want to stand by like, no, it's all right, we're going to be quiet. No, it's not all right. It's not all right. And it's not your place to voice it unless it's being forced upon you. That's what you got to understand. Some people make shitty, poor choices, and that's the quality of life that they may want to live. And you can educate them without being judgmental. That's cool. You're better off to be an example, because when you're not judgmental and you're just seeing like, okay, they're choosing life choices I really don't want to live like anymore, or I don't suggest anyone lives like ever. You can implement by giving a better example. And then one day, hopefully, they'll come around like, hey, I'd like to learn that. How'd you get to be like that? Or how can, whatever, maybe. And if not, then all blessings. Then they just, whatever. It is what it is. Let it go. Like our grandparents or our mothers or our fathers, they conditioned by their parents. And their parents is their parents, and then so on and so forth. So who knows what the fucking undoing is? You can't. All you responsible for is your own unraveling of the shit. You got to do an inventory. You got to know what the fuck was you around from the time you was born to like 12. You know what you was around, and that shit is on you. Some way, somehow. So you have to undo those things. It's your responsibility to undo those things. And during the process of undoing those things, you might start blaming your family and the people that raised you and your atmosphere and your circumstances. And, well, who else can you blame? Because that's what it was. You were around that stuff. But you got to understand that a lot of the times that's how they were conditioned, and probably worse. And so on and so forth. And so you can't take responsibility for their shit. They're not going to take responsibility for it. You got to let it go. As long as you know where it came from and you know what you got to do to undo it. And you're responsible for your undoing, because you have to break the cycle. This cycle is crazy. So think about it. If you're sitting here now and you watching this video tight, like, yo, my family's so fucked up, and you beefing and you fighting and you don't have no peace within yourself to understand why people are so fucked up. You got to understand that you have to unbreak that shit for yourself, because now if you have children, or if you're going to have children, or whatever you bring in your inner circle, or whatever you're creating, which I like to call, your own tradition, your own family legacy, your own kingdom, your own personal shit, especially if you're a woman, I tell you, especially if you're a woman, it's your responsibility to learn to undo all of that, because you now have to break the cycle for your children. And teaching them how to act. And that's off the implication of how you're going to be with them as a mother, how you represent yourself, how you're a reflection of your children are a reflection of you, you're a reflection of your husband's a reflection of you. This is all a reflection of your parents reflecting on you. You understand? Like I'm like fumbling over my words because I'm getting so like I'm like having flashbacks of all my shit at the same time, and I hope you guys are too, because it's important and this stuff is empowering when you learn it. It's so important. So you start to learn it and you start to undo, and now your cycle hopefully will become renewed and something different where you can install things that you know are imperative, super important to something better, a better life. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that because I was rambling and I don't know, I probably sound crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you like my hair. Leave me a comment. No, definitely though. I hope you like it. Please subscribe. I'm still like battling with my stuff. Shout out to Dave for my lights. I super appreciate you because everybody's like, Janessa, you're super dark. Subscribe, comment. Please suggest things, topics, because I just like be rambling sometimes. And if you got like situations or topics that you want to discuss, that would be like super helpful to me. So I'm gonna also try to I'm gonna throw some music in. I wanna play some friend stuff. I got a whole bunch of friends who are artists, mad talented, super dope. I'm gonna play some of their music. I'm gonna just put a whole bunch of stuff I like into this and just have fun with it. And we'll keep what sticks. So I hope you guys liked episode 3. I had a great time talking. I hope it helped. I know I curse a lot. I'm trying to stop cursing. So I just welcome you guys and invite you guys to be a part of all my transition into. I'm going to talk a lot about spiritual stuff, but I'm a human and I'm just on my journey too. I'm just trying to evolve and be the best me that I can be, because I've been a mess my whole life and then I've been dope though at the same time. So if I've been this messy and this dope, then I could just imagine what I'm going to do if I really get aligned. So thank you very much. I love all y'all. I'm just super grateful for you guys. Pardon all my hood antics and expressions, but that's who I am. So I hope you liked it, and we'll see you on episode 4 coming soon. Bye.
Oh Lord, I broke out my cage. Lioness won't change, won't be slave. I strive high like fireworks in the sky, and I'm more independent than the 4th of July. And this is why I cried when I thought I was saved. Hold tight, cause here come the rain. More drama, more pain, and everything I thought will never be the same. Upstage by my anger and rage, I did nothing more in life than bitch and complain. I lost hope, I wanted ill, gotten gain. More ends, fuck friends, give me fortune and fame. And what came? More snakes to deceive. Knowledge is that I'm understanding is Eve. I gave up my power, but I didn't believe that the hand I'm being told I had to trick up his sleeve. Yo, keep rolling, let me show you what I got. There's so much more to me than a tit and a twat. Attractive to the eye, devastating to the heart. Guys don't want girls wise, they want their brain smart. J. Rose, a heart made of gold. Many try to pawn it before, but it can't be sold. Instead it melted to a road, headed to my goals, but it gets cold and the roads get froze. Listen, eyes closed, I can still see where I am. Eyes open and I don't see a fucking friend. Seems like the beginning and the end. Then again, well then that really depends on me and the way I perceive it. Just a dream, well it really doesn't mean that I really am free. In fact, I'm a slave to the world. I want the glitter and glam, plus the diamonds and pearls. On drugs, I watch the sunrise. Unplugged, lies are televised. We volunteer in the genocide. Take pride in who we criticize, utilize and victimize. Damn shame, I've been taking part all along. Still got it in me since the day I was born. If the day I was gone was the day I was hurt, the memories of love are digging the dirt. You heard? From the ashes I rise like a phoenix in the sky. Freedom on my side, no, I'm immortalized. If I am just a physical being, well then who is that and where am I? How I cried and asked why. Water filled my eyes just from the simple thoughts in my mind. And I heard a voice so humble and kind, because I found you when your thoughts are now. And like that, thank you, Lord. Jumping out my